Big news released today. Palantir has just announced their date for Q3 2024 earnings, as well as a cool demo showing off their latest drone software technology. So earnings first, Q3 2024 earnings, which will be results as of the end of September 30th, will be released on Monday, November 4th after market close. Per usual, there will be a live stream that day that I'll hope to cover live, and questions are open now and ready to be submitted, so check that out when you have a chance. And taking a quick peek too, actually, the top voted question is kind of interesting to me, asking about future products, so I'm looking forward to see if we get any surprises in that area and maybe management reveals something new. But without fail also, we do get that silly question about dividends in the future. I just don't understand why this keeps coming up right now. It's kind of early, but I'll get my 2-second laugh for it right now. And we do get so much more questions around growth and expanding more than AI, and I think that really covers what people are thinking about the stock, but I'll cover those in more detail when we get closer and have a chance to have more votes come in, and hopefully the cup questions actually end up being a bit more interesting, or at least more useful than the dividend question. Now, coming into this next earnings too, my thoughts at least, well, this will be interesting, at least from a point of the stock, and going into a few billion away from $100 billion in market cap, at least at the time of this recording. Now, lots can change in 2 weeks, but regardless, what has been building up the last quarter is this sentiment change in the company leading the way for AI and delivering something that works today and is getting paid to deliver, although we have to see the growth ramp up. I believe the biggest factor now is just walking the talk and proving the growth is here and real and continuing. Exceeding, say, 27% will be the important marker, since that will continue the upward trend from last quarter, and ideally over 30% over time, which I'm not expecting right now, but would be a big statement considering the growth rates that were talked about earlier in Palantir's life as a public company returning. But still, we'll see what actually plays out when we get there. Now, also on today, we get a really cool demo released by Palantir on their YouTube channel called Visual Navigation for Drones. Now, it's a quick 5-minute video, and essentially they go through how their software in drones deals with real conditions at the battlefield, where your enemy is going to try to defend against those drones and maybe jam them. This is very prevalent in modern warfare, highly publicized with the conflicts with Ukraine versus Russia, but with also Israel, Iran, China, and everyone basically who's using drones, and that's just the direction that it seems to be going. Now, check it out when you have a chance for their explanations, but I wanted to comment on how Palantir shares this level of detail on what their technology is delivering. And even if it's primarily for the US military per se, it's interesting that they like to show this off in a public way, especially on YouTube. I mean, to me personally, it's a creative way to showcase to commercial clients possibly the strength of Palantir because they're operating in a place with higher stakes involved, literal lives. But this reference material is also still useful for industries like anyone with a big footprint, say like telecom giants, utilities, or just anyone who's out in the area with natural disasters per se, where maybe conditions for communications are less than ideal. Palantir has continued to compound on the marketing strategy of showing real use cases that work, and these are all pretty easy to grasp and not some conceptual diagram or PowerPoint making this viewer thinking about how it actually works abstractly. They just show you how it works. So I'm looking forward to more demos like this to be released, but what are your thoughts below? And I'll see you in the next video.